and welcome to today's episode of All Things Dogs. Today, we will be talking about things that aren't dogs. As you guys know, I've been recovering from COVID, and it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, mostly because I feel nauseous all the time. I was starting to feel better. I've already gained my sense of smell back and my sense of taste, but I have been having very bad headaches the past couple of days, and for all of today I've been feeling nauseous again. So I'm hoping that that'll improve in the next few days. It has been kind of tough trying to finish up schoolwork since it's the end of the semester, and I've been feeling so sick, but I am getting through this. As you guys can see, I'm still wearing my little armband. They are still monitoring my symptoms and everything as part of that trial, so I look forward to going back next week and getting looked at again. On today's episode, we will be talking about cats. I don't know about you guys, but I'm both a cat and a dog person. I just absolutely love both. And I have 2 cats and 1 dog. One of my cats is an outdoor cat. Not by my choice, but he is. And my other cat is an indoor cat completely. She does not really leave our room for the most part. She is just a scaredy cat. And the other cat, he does not like staying inside as much as I try to keep him inside. It's just, sometimes he just escapes because he absolutely cannot stand being inside. So, if it had been up to me, I would never have let him out in the first place. But when I first got him, my mom would just let him out because she thought he would never leave the porch. And cats being cats, of course they're gonna go explore and see what's out in nature. So one thing that I would like to say is very important, as many of you may know, it is very important to have cats spayed and neutered, to have them sterilized so that they can, not have babies. And it's probably not a great idea to breed cats to sell them, especially since there is an overpopulation problem, and the fact that intact cats tend to be more aggressive than cats that have been sterilized. There are some diseases like feline immunodeficiency virus that basically get passed on through bites. So if cats get into fights, it is likely that they are at risk for FIV. This virus basically weakens their immune system, and there are cats that will not survive past 5 years after they've contracted FIV, but there is a chance that cats can live longer than that. It is not a reason to put down your cat or to euthanize a cat just because they have FIV. It doesn't mean a death sentence. FIV just means you have to be more careful with them, and that, if they go out, they're more exposed to secondary infections, and like things that otherwise wouldn't be so detrimental to cats could take a toll on their health. So it's kind of just important to be careful with them, try to keep them inside as much as possible, and if possible, completely keep them inside, but I know that's not always easy. So it is definitely important to neuter cats because it makes them less aggressive towards each other, so less probability of them contracting this virus, other diseases that they could get from bites. And it is also important to do so that if you do have indoor cats, that they won't contract the disease. Millions of pets around the country are put down, they're euthanized due to lack of space in shelters. That is why it is not a good idea to just keep breeding cats just to make a few quick bucks, because it just adds to the problem. Or even if you don't breed cats, if you don't neuter your cat and your cat is free to roam, then that risks them getting multiple partners pregnant, and they will contribute to the overpopulation of cats. And it's pretty bad to bird populations, it's pretty bad to small animals that cats tend to go after, but it's also bad because, like I said, the crowding at shelters makes for animals that don't get adopted after a certain time to get euthanized. So it is taking the lives of innocent animals to just keep adding to the overpopulation problem. What I didn't know before is that urban areas actually have a good amount of biodiversity, and there have been some endangered species found in urban areas. So it is also important within these areas to try to help maintain biodiversity, and not just in areas where it's a lot of forest. Places like the Eco Lab at Marian University highly depend on the preservation of biodiversity. Let's face it, most of the time, cats just act by instinct when they are out hunting for small prey. Most of the time, they don't even eat what they kill. They just injure or kill small animals because that's just in their instinct. But this is taking away from other animals that could benefit from, that could use these animals as a food resource. So like, if cats are in a habitat where foxes or other animals depend on small prey, then they're taking resources from those animals, and then they're taking away from the biodiversity of that environment. Cats have been known to actually cause extinctions, or if not cause, contribute to extinctions. There have been places in Australia that have had several extinctions due to cats. in just the time since cats have been introduced to Australia, 19 species have gone extinct. Specifically, I looked at Christmas Island, and there were originally 5 species of mammals that lived there since 1888, but after several different contributing factors came into play, 4 of those 5 species have gone extinct. These species, the 4 species, were 2 types of rats, one type of shrew, and the Christmas Island pipistrelle, which is a bat. In Australia, cats have become such a big problem that they are actually starting to... In Australia, cats have become such a big problem that they are actually being killed as part of Australia's attempt to remove them since they are considered a pest. Another effort that is being made to control cat populations in Australia is the trap-neuter-release. Which, as the name has it, cats are trapped, they are neutered, and then released. Since neutering has been a proven, highly effective mode of control with cat populations, that is one method that is used around the world, and it really helps. In the United States alone, cats kill millions of birds, and it is important to just be mindful of this problem and make sure that if we can keep our cats inside, that we are doing so. I think it's very important to keep the cat population under control because it'll prevent them from becoming considered pests as long as we are doing what we can to help the problem of cat overpopulation, and as long as we're doing what we can to keep cats inside. I think it is a very big step in the right direction. So the main takeaway from all this is just to say that it is important to protect our cats and to protect wildlife for a healthy environment and to make sure that our cats are living longer lives, because if we keep them from going outside, then we can prevent disease, prevent them from spreading disease to other indoor cats, and keeping them safe from other injuries and accidents that they could face.